Hello everyone, this is KJ Gaming, and today I'm going to be playing a free-for-all on Octane while talking about my playstyle that I use. Now, most of you may know it as run and gun, and I'm going to talk about how that is effective and how it works for me and why it works for me. As you can see, the class setup that I'm using is MP7, no secondary. I'm using Marathon, lightweight, I think quick draw, and dead silence. Now, as you can see right off the bat, I just started running around and I got a knife and kill, and I missed one there. But now let me tell you why I use the running gun. First of all, for me, I'm not really one. I guess it's OCD, you could call it, but I can't stay in one spot for too long because one, you have a better chance of running into someone if you're running around the map as opposed to just sitting in one little building or whatever. And secondly, it just gets boring, and I kind of get paranoid actually that someone knows that I'm there, is going to run in there when I'm not looking. So when I run around and try to kill people and find people, you just gotta, it's a combination of watching your back and being very aware of your surroundings. Like when I'm going around searching for people, I have a constant eye on my radar, especially when I have the SATCOM, because you never know who's going to just start shooting and pop up on your radar. Like, see here, I just followed him and I got the drop on him. But as I was saying, you never know who's going to pop up. And so in that way, it's very nice, and you have a tactical advantage if you're always aware of what's going on. A tip to use when running around: always check your corners. Like, see, even I was just reloading, I turned around. You never, well, let me put it this way. Because you're running around, you have a greater chance of being seen, a much greater chance of being seen. In fact, don't run around, don't run and gun if you don't want to be seen, because you're definitely going to be seen. But you have to keep running around and keep checking. It kind of ties into being aware of your surroundings, because if you're not, someone's going to get the drop on you, and that defeats the whole purpose. You can't just run with, like, seeing only what's in front of you. You have to have 20/20 vision. Now, what also matters is having a ready trigger finger. I mean, I don't know, my trigger finger is pretty good. I always have it right above the R1 button. I use R1, even though on PS4 default is R2, but that's besides the point. And now some of you may not agree with this, but I always also have a ready thumb, ready to push down, and knife if need be. I don't do circle, I don't use the tactical knife. I still use the right stick. That's just what I'm more comfortable with. Yeah, that was a fail. But you always want to be ready, because you never know who's going to pop around the corner, and you're both going to think that you need to knife. If you're thinking it, the other person is definitely thinking it too. So don't try to shoot. Don't bother shooting. I know people care and throw a big fit about panic knifing, but honestly, it's not really panic knifing if you're just being prepared. So that's what I have to say about that. Also, when running and gunning, you can see that I do this a lot. I'll go to the same spot a lot, which usually, it's like, usually you would think, why would you go to the same spot if the person is just going to be there getting ready to kill you? You're just going to be feeding them kills. I disagree, because I think that point has been emphasized so much to not go back to where you were killed that it's just become common sense for people not to go back to the same spot. So, in effect, when you do go to the same spot, it's kind of unexpected for your opponent. So they don't expect the same person to come back, but however, it's not like you're just supposed to go back to the same spot and just do the exact same thing. Try different ways of getting in. Now, what I like about ghosts is that there are usually a lot of different points of entry for buildings. It's like the roof in this map in Octane. You have a pretty variety. You have a good different ways to getting on the rooftop, which I'm glad they provide. So it makes it harder for campers and easier for you, because say you go up on the truck and you get killed. Well, now you have the ladder. It's basically trial and error. You have the ladder, and then you have two ladders actually you can get on. And if you feel brave, go up the truck again. Like I said, they're probably not going to expect you to do the same thing, and if they are, just be prepared. Just be doubly prepared. Another thing, okay, now this is personal preference, but I think the gun choice does matter. Like, I'm not going to be running around using an assault gun because, one, it slows down your mobility a little bit, and two, I prefer the submachine guns. They're just faster to aim up with, and when you run a gun, the attachments, I would recommend using a silencer and grip because, and also the perk, what's it called? Focus. Grip and focus are important because you're going to be running around, and the more you run, it's going to be harder to lock on, especially if there's an enemy that comes out of nowhere. And silencer allows you to remain silent on the radar so that you can just keep running around, and people are going to be wondering what's happening, why is everyone dying around them before you get to them. And also, having a route is important. You don't want to just run around willy-nilly. Like, you're not going to see me running across the map in the big open field. You want to kind of take around the back, although sometimes on occasion I do run through an open area if I know that I'm probably going to be safe. It's like here, you'll see me run through the gas station, and it's important here to get the drop on your enemy. You want to like lie in wait. They're going to expect you to run away. You just have to lie there. Find a spot, like not right on the open, but like I did there. Just lie down in the corner on the wall. But as I was saying, you want to keep running around, keep a route. Usually keep it around the outside of the map and work your way in. Find out who's who and where they are, and then close in on them. That's the most effective way, in my opinion, to run and gun. Now you can see, spoiler, I do win this match. It was a close one though, so you're going to see how I do that at the end. But there is a camper up here. You're going to see that there's a camper up on the roof there. Not here, but up on this roof right here. And I try to get in a bunch of different ways, and it doesn't prove effective. So when in doubt, you have to use the best method available. You can see that I have a helo pilot. That is going to come in handy because I was getting frustrated, excuse me, that he kept killing everyone and he was camping. And it does frustrate me. Now, I don't know if you consider running and gunning in the same area camping. I personally don't. I think it's the smarter way to play rather than just sitting in a corner like this guy right here. Yeah, but you can see I pull him a Helo Scout here, and I think, not Helo Scout, or yeah, Helo Scout, I'm sorry. But I think Helo Scout is very underrated. You can see that it's usually a one shot from the chest up, and people, at least when I'm on the ground and there's a Helo pilot or Helo Scout in the area, I'm not really going to bother with them because I know that it's really hard to aim. But if you don't move, and especially on an open map like this, it's quite easy to get kills. You can see, especially if they don't move, they think that you're not going to be able to kill them. But it's quite easy. Just don't move. Hover in an area where there's lots of traffic. Like you can see above the roof, you get a perfect viewpoint of underneath the motel over there, and then you can see us getting shot over there. So yeah, it's a very effective way. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can see that the Helo pilot proved to put me on the top, allowing me to win. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you'll take some of these tips and put them to good use. Try the run and gun style. It works for me almost every time, but practice makes perfect. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys.